Merhaba arkadaşlar, ben Emre. Vampire kaldığımız yerden devam ediyoruz. Bir önceki bölümde bir kurt adam öldürmüştük. Çok kez ölmüştük. En son kaldığımız yerde işte adamlar öyle geldik işte. 9. seviyeye çıkmışım. Bütün şeylerimi harcadım. Şöyle yetenekleri nasıl bakıyorduk onu hatırlayabilirsem göstereyim diyecektim. Gösteremedim. Neyse yatarken. Silahımı testere yaptım. Bu sefer şöyle yeni yetenekler açtım. Zaten görüyorsunuz bir tanesi kalp, diğeri taktiksel bir şeymiş de onu tam anlamadım. Ah, gene öldük. Bu arada bana sersemleten silah daha iyi iş yapıyormuş, onu anlamış oldum. Gidip onu seçeyim. Hemen dur. Şunu yapalım. Kafa rahat bir şekilde. Enerjide de olsun. Isır. Sen de bir ısırı. Üstümü bok ettiniz, bok. Şöyle de seni ıstır da şöyle. Canı da fullleyek. Şöyle bakıyorum etrafa, bir toplanabilecek bir şeyler var mı diye. Şurada çöp kutusuna atacağımı ışınlandık oraya. Alan çok boş. Kimse de gözükmüyor. Diyecektim şurada varmış. Hiç orada olmayacağım. Direkt ona doğru ışınlanıyoruz, anladım. Bir de kalkan mı var lan kolunda? Evet, kalkanmış. Şöyle. Seni bir sakatlayayım şöyle. Istırayım da. Oğlum ne uyuz çıktın ya. Ha, ne uyuz çıktın. Nereye gideceğiz? Bura kitle açılmayacak eminim. İlla herkesi öldürmem mi lazım? Yok, gerek yok. Şura açılıyormuş.
Whitechapel. This neighborhood is linked somehow to the kind Lady Ashbury's blackmail. First, let's find this Petrescu fellow.
Adam maskeli ölmüş. Adamı öldürdü.
Shooting a boy in the middle of the street. Not the best thing to do, wouldn't you say?
What? You saw what happened? Who are you?
I'm Dr. Reed, and I'd like to ask you a few questions, if you promise me to set your gun aside.
No. Look, I'm not a violent man. I'm Benjamin Palmer, doctor. And no one can help me. Not even you.
What can you tell me about this place?
Nothing to say, really. This is where I used to live, and this is where I live now.
Ailen yok mu?
You don't have anywhere to go? No family that would welcome you?
Not since the death of my wife, Albert's mother. She was sick, you see. Long before the flu and all this shit.
You mean you used to have a better life?
Yeah, I had a wife, a home, and a job. I even used to have a name. Now I'm just Ben. Ben the Trap.
Perhaps you could focus for a moment and tell me your troubles.
I'm sick, broke, and my son just stole my pills. Everything's coming up roses.
Oğlum hapları çaldı.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? Have you heard anything?
It's funny, I've been searching for her too. I need some pills. The woman is a phantom, if you ask me.
Really? And why is that?
Word is she ain't real. She's a cover for some doctor who runs an illegal dispensary for migrants.
Whatever the boy did, I'm sure he didn't deserve a public execution.
I swear I didn't want to hit him. It's just that I'm sick in the head, you see, and the boy just frayed me last nerve.
Şunu da
I
göster.
have found a very interesting letter. Your son planned to prove his worth to the gang by stealing your medicine.
Oh, I see. So the little bugger thought he could use his dad to build a reputation.
The gang's recruiter was dead when I found him. Perhaps you should take better care of your son.
I love my Albert, sir. Believe me. It's just that... Well, I'm an arsehole, I suppose. Anyway, thanks for the letter. This is for your trouble.
Likör verdi bana yani cidden.
A gun, alcohol, and a bad temper make a terrible cocktail, sir. Goodbye for now.
I won't end up another drunk arsehole littering the streets. Not me.
Sen?
Are you all right?
The bastard hit the wall next to me. I don't even know if he meant to miss.
If you've been hurt, I can help you. I'm a doctor.
Name's Albert. Remember it. Now bugger off.
Vatandaşın tıbbi durumunu kontrol etmek için E'ye bas. Ve sana XP
Do you
sağlar.
need assistance?
Please. Feeling tired these days.
Hadi ilaç ver.
There you go. Let's hope nobody steals it from you.
Very funny.
Üstümüzdeki şeyleri ver. Sen
What happened? Did you really steal that man's medication?
Hey, I didn't do anything. It ain't me.
All right. Perhaps the poor drunk just confused you with someone else.
Sod off, mister. You ain't got no clue what's going on here. Bastard was a soldier in the war, so now he's got the right to shoot me.
It's true. I'm not familiar with this part of town. Perhaps you could help me.
I said sod off. Go find yourself another guide.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? If you know anything about her, I'd appreciate it.
Never heard of her. She's pretty, I'll keep an eye out.
Tamam, soracak bir şeyimiz
Goodbye,
kalmadı.
young man.
The wet boots will be proud of me.
Ne tarafa gideceğiz? Migreni varmış onun. Şuradan gideceğiz. Sen kimsin?
Good evening, miss.
Good evening, sir.
Kocaman ayçiçeği
I'm
takıyor.
interested in a miraculous cure for this unknown and deadly epidemic.
Actually, I am.
Then you have come to the right place. The famous Swanborough cordial is all you need to help keep you in perfect health.
Oh, really? Why didn't I hear about it during my studies? I'm Jonathan Reed, by the way. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Ah, my brother has spoken of your research, sir. I'm Loretta Swanborough, and it's always a pleasure to meet a fellow healer.
Alışveriş de yapabiliyormuşuz. Şöyle bir
Tell me, who intrigues you most in Whitechapel?
The region itself is something to see, but I would say Camellia the mute florist who gives away her flowers.
şimdik fark ettim. Tilki giyiyormuş.
What do you think of the locals?
Most of them are afraid or desperate. They all come to me eventually for my remedy.
Is there anyone I should avoid?
Cadogan Bates, without a doubt. The bloody bastard remorselessly exploits poor migrants as soon as they get here.
Kişisel bir şey soramayacağız büyük ihtimal diyecektim.
Do you
Şunu da.
know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
I don't like to talk about competition.
Competition, you say?
I met her, but it seems she provides some sort of medical care to the poor. The whole thing has to be some sort of scam, if you ask me.
Bakalım ne
I'd like to see
satıyormuş.
what kind of medicine you're selling.
Likör, cam şişe, tatarat, çözerlik, kokain diye okudum bir an. Kodein, potasyum bilmem ne, cart cürt.
Sort of bloody joke to you, innit?
When science fails you, this elixir will give you faith again.
Bulduk. Aç kapıyı.
What do you want? Leave me alone.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I'm looking for Nurse Dorothy Crane.
There is no Dorothy Crane here. Now goodbye.
I'm afraid this medical leaflet says the opposite, sir.
Really? Well, I'm afraid I'm going to close this door right now. Go bother someone else, Mr. Doctor.
To enter that house, I must discover who this man really is. Maybe I could start by observing what he's up to.
Bronşit. Size şunun hakkında soru sorabiliyoruz mu?
Good evening, my dear colleague.
Yok. Yok.
Goodbye, Miss Swanborough. Perhaps we'll talk again.
The Swanborough cordial can be the answer to all your problems. As long as you have the money.
Adam nereye kayboldu lan?
This elixir will give you faith again.
Kimse mi yok la caddede? Ölü ceset var ama yaşayan kimse yok. Şura açılıyor mu? Yok.
I will return later.
Ev boş diyorlar. Ev nasıl boş olabilir? Kimse yok diyecektim. Sen de bir ıstırak şöyle. Dıt dıt dıt dıt dıt. Adam öldürdük ama şey yok yani bir şey. Ne alayım bir. Adam cidden 3 kuruşu varmış ya. Oraya nasıl geçebiliriz diyeceğim de. Şimdi şura açılmıyor. Orası şey değil. Şuradan geçiş var mı? Kilitli.
The Swanborough cordial can be the answer to all your problems.
Oradan geçiş yok. Yukarılarda yok. Evde kimse yok diye giriş yapamıyoruz. Ora kilitli. Hı hı. Şuradan. Sadece sandık bulduk. O kapı da açılmıyor zaten. Buraya da geçiş yok. Eylemlerini araştır diyorsun da neydi araştır?
It's locked.
Buradan açılmıyor. Yani illa içeriden açacağım. Kapıyı da açmıyor bu. Adam olmadığı
Nobody
için.
at home.
Allah'ım yarabbim ya.
strange man was at the door with the pass for our medical facility. I refused him entry.
Darius, how could you know he didn't need our help?
His clothes were too finely tailored to be for Whitechapel.
Perhaps just a friend of that stray poet who is always about.
Richard Nethercott? No, not at the same
Kaplamalar ne kadar
I
kötüleşti.
suspect some machination from that journalist.
Clayton Darby. Is he still asking questions?
Yes. I saw him drifting around St. Mary's Church. I swear he is tracking me just downwind.
I must talk to that journalist or the poet. They must know about Darius. Nearby the church they just mentioned. I cannot enter.
Creighton'da bir bul şeyi bul. Neden bulayım onları? Sen misin lan?
Welcome, sir. Please take a browse of my wares.
I am Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions, if you don't mind.
Doctor? Interesting. I'm Barrett Lewis. Usually I don't have time to waste with talk, but at this hour of the night I can hardly refuse.
İşler nasıl?
How's business around here?
Business? I have no business. Between this racket, theft, and customers getting scared, I'm losing money every day.
I see. Sounds like you blame someone in particular for your situation.
It's no secret Joe Peterson spends his time harassing merchants. But with me, he's trying to put me out of business once and for all.
As a merchant, you see Whitechapel every day. Have you noticed anything out of the ordinary recently?
Well, you mean besides the epidemic, the war, and all the usual crap? As long as I can remember, this part of town has been a bottomless pit, and no sign of the bottom yet.
Violence is increasing in the borough.
Yeah. A few nights ago, some blokes jumped me. Came out of one of the condemned workshops. Fever, madness, something like that.
Where did this happen? Why did you go there?
In the closed workshops nearby. I worked there as an apprentice in better days. Now I only go to find trinkets or tools. Too bad I was mugged, though. There was good money in that little box of loot I lost.
Have you been hurt?
No, but that's only because I ran like hell. Those men were raving lunatics, I tell you. Not even able to speak anymore, just screaming.
Have you heard of a nurse called Dorothy Crane?
Nurse Crane? So the bitch really is a nurse, then? Always thought she was just some crafty foreigner, that one.
Yes, she's a nurse, and quite a good one. What did she do to gain such notoriety?
Dorothy Crane ain't even a real name. Something like Dorothea Craniu. Something like that. Came to England fleeing the war, I was told.
That doesn't explain why she irritates you so much.
Your precious Nurse Crane gives away medical supplies and prescriptions for free. I offered to sell it for a fair cut, but no. Miss Crane wanted to play the quiet saint.
İlginç. Kişisel bir şey sorabiliyoruz mu? Hayır. Alışveriş ne varmış bakalım. Ivır zıvır ne varsa var.
Excuse me, sir. I have a few questions for you.
Another journalist? I didn't answer the first one, so piss off!
I'm not a journalist, I'm a doctor.
A doctor, you say? It's quite a rare breed in this part of town.
Really? But still, here I am. Dr. Jonathan Reed, at your service.
I'm Joe Peterson to some, but Colossus Joe to most. And I don't remember asking for your
İzdan
service, sir.
Yine konuşalım.
May I ask what you do around here?
I do whatever I want, and sometimes even more. Now sod off.
According to you, physicians are scarce in this part of town. Why is that?
Not familiar with this neighborhood, are you? I guess your fancy colleagues are too afraid of being stabbed in the back.
This part of town does have quite a reputation. Would you say it's justified?
Totally. Look at me, for instance. I always look my opponent in the eye before knocking him out.
How did you become the local bully everyone is afraid of, Joe?
There's no pride in roughing up poor bastards. But this is the only job I've found. And it pays well, too.
A job? So you're racketeering for someone else?
I got enlisted by the Wet Boot Boys, a gang from the docks. I'm their muscle for their dirty work.
Most people don't become thugs when unemployed. This is a choice you've made.
I don't care what you think, sir. I do what I have to do for my own reasons, and that's that.
I'm not sure Mr. Lewis would agree with your by all means necessary philosophy, sir.
Oh, do you really think he's the poor victim here? Barrett can be as sneaky as anyone. Long ago, I even called the bastard my best friend.
Have you heard of a nurse
Dorothy'yi
named
de sorayım.
Dorothy Crane? She's a colleague of mine and is supposed to live around here.
Dorothy Crane? Yeah, I know her. One of the few good souls who dare to help the sick around here.
Could you please tell me more about her?
She's a nice girl. Tries to help the migrants. I offered to give her a hand, but she said my reputation would attract too much attention.
Kişisel bir şey soramıyoruz. Tamam.
Goodbye.
Tamam. Fazla uzun sürmesin, burada bitirelim. Beğenmeyi, yorum atmayı ve abone olmayı unutmayın. Bir sonraki videoda görüşmek üzere. Bay bay.